welcome to this week's edition of Matslam 13. This week we're going to be looking at the WWF Hasbro figure collection. The series went from 1990 to 1994. But I do have a special guest. For one night only, the 8-year-old version of the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Nice trousers.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we're going to go through the collection we've got. We do have Mattel and Jack's figures as well, but we're going to go Hasbro tonight. And a few of the reproduction ones they've made recently of the same style as the old figures. So let's get this show on the road.
Shawn Michaels has left the building.
Series 1 of the Hasbro collection. This series, up until Series 6, was all released on the neon blue cards. First up is Hulk Hogan. Then we had the Ultimate Warrior. Then the Andre the Giant. As you can see, most of these are very well used, but obviously they're one of my favourite toys of all time. Demolition Axe. Followed by Demolition Smash. Then we have Ravishing Rick Rude. Followed by the Randy Macho Man Savage. Seems to be looking away, he's not interested. Then we had Akeem. Followed by the Big Boss Man. This I can't find his nightstick at the moment. It's gone, but never mind. Followed by the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, which come with the $1 Million belt. Everyone who's not interested in looking at the camera shy. Then we had Jake the Snake Roberts, complete with Damien. Seems to have slivered off. Then we have Bruce the Barber Beefcake. Again, I'm missing his shears at the moment. Cool, and that was then Series 1. Series 2, Hulk Hogan. And then the Ultimate Warrior, complete with the WWF Winged Eagle belt, which actually come with the ring. I left it on him, obviously. Next one up would be the Dusty Rhodes. Quite a rare figure. Also come with yellow boots apparently, which was quite a rare one to get hold of. But that's the normal white one. Next up is the Macho King, Randy Savage. They re-released this later as well on the latest series. It's exactly the same. I think it was actually Macho Man without the crown and the scepter. Next up we have the Rockers, Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels. Nope. Next up we have Rowdy Piper. Then we have Hacksaw Jim Duggan, complete with the 2x4. Then we have Luke and Butch, the Bushwhackers. It's got disco feet for some reason. Crazy them too. And next up, Jimmy Superfly Snooker. Next up we have Smash from Demolition. Now they re-released, I think it's Smash. Sorry, it's a Smash and Crush with the helmets as a 2-pack for this one. Next up is the green suited $1 Million Man, complete with $1 Million Championship. Then we have last the Honky Tonk Man, complete with guitar. Being interviewed by Howard Finkel and the Mean Gene Okerlund there. Now then we have Series 3. First up we have the Ultimate Warrior, purple trunked version. And after that we'll have another version of Hulk Hogan. Next up we have Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Again, this one should come with shears. All available on eBay, so I'm sure I'll get myself some shears soon. Next up is the Big Boss Man, second version, complete with the nightstick. Then we have Earthquake with his dodgy legs. Here he is. He's shouting at me for some reason. And next up we have Typhoon. Apparently there was a tugboat version made but not actually produced and sold on the market. Next up is Greg the Hammer Valentine. Obviously there is that prototype on the market where he's wearing the Rhythm and Blues white jacket. Some of the customs I've seen quite recently are pretty good actually. Next up is Sergeant Slaughter. The most pointiest finger you'll ever see. Next up we have Mr. Perfect. And then after that we have the Texas Tornado. We have Coco Beware, complete with Frankie. They will say there was another Macho Man made in this series. It was the same as the King one, but all I did was said man on the trunks. There's any difference. See, without the scepter and the crown. Next up we have Series 4, which starts with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, complete with the wings on the back there. Next up we have the British Bulldog, Davy Boy Smith. After that we have version 1 of the Undertaker. With the ginger hair and grey gloves. And then we have some of the double packs, which was the Nasty Boys who come as a double pack. Brian Knobbs and Jerry Saggs. Then we had the Bret Hart version with the pink heart. Now they did release it with a purple heart as well. Another one I need to get on my list. Next up, the Legion of Doom. You might recognise them from our video we did recently. Quite a good resemblance of those two there. And that was Series 4. Next up, Series 5, we have the model Rick Martel. Next up, the greatest wrestler of all time, Virgil. Then we move on to the Warlord. After that we have Sid Justice, or Psycho Sid. Seems to be waving. Then we have another version of the Macho Man, more towards the end of his career. Then next up we have the Mountie. Then we have Jim the Anvil Neidhart in his high energy attire. And we have IRS. Next up we have Skinner. It's one of my favourite actions. It's a great dance. Next up we have another version of Hulk Hogan. Ooh, a bit wonky. He's alright. And that's Series 5. Next up we have Series 6. Start off with Ric Flair.
Woo!
And after that we have the Berserker, who should be wearing a cloth kind of tunic thing. It's on my list, don't worry, to get. Next up we have El Matador, Tito Santana. Then we have the Repo Man. I think he was a bit desperate when it comes to this series of people to make. Next up, Tatanka. And the last one in Series 6 was probably the best one, Papa Shango, complete with a necklace of bones. Series 7, start off with Crush. These will come on the yellow backed cards. Next up we have Owen Hart in the high energy attire. He doesn't want to stand up. Anyway, next up is Nails. Did try phoning that when I was a kid, didn't work. Next up we have Shawn Michaels with the white and red trousers, very similar to what we had on earlier on. Shawn Michaels is back in the building. Next up we have Kamala with the star on the belly. There obviously was the moon one released, which is very, very rare. fetches absolute fortune. I think Zack Ryder actually owns it now, I believe. Obviously there's a lot of custom ones I've seen on eBay. Worth getting one just to put it in your collection. Next up we have Razor Ramon with the gold chains. So this was the English and American version. Right, and that's Series 7. Next up we have Series 8. We'll start off with a great figure of Yokozuna. They really broke the mould when they made that one. Next up we have the Narcissus Lex Luger. Next up we have Bam Bam Bigelow. And then we have another version of Bret the Hitman Hart, probably a better one, this one, made it more tanned and a better paint job. Then we have the blue Mr. Perfect. This one actually was kept him in the box, one of the newer ones. Your ticklish you always used to get on the back. This series also contains the Undertaker, which come with the black coat, the dark brown hair and beard, no eyeshadow, which did on the first figure. Then we will do Series 9, the purple cards, these ones, the Steiner brothers, Scott Steiner. These actually sold separately. Going back to that, I think try to make more money again. And his brother Rick Steiner. Then we move on to Million Dollar Man Ted DiBiase. No shirt on this one, more of his ring attire. Then we have another version of Hacksaw Jim Duggan with his 2x4. They made it with the American flag version. Then we have Doink the Clown with genuine fuzzy hair. And that's Series 9. And then move on to Series 10, which was the dark blue cards. First up is Giant Gonzalez. Another one with a crazy arm dance moves. Next up will be Marty Jannetty when he went into singles, more so. Next up we have Samu of the Head Shrinkers. Again, the Head Shrinkers were sold as a separate thing. One obvious difference with these Samu and Fatu is the black and white bands on the legs. They're actually opposite. Fatu. Then we have Luke of the Bushwhackers. Kept these ones in their cards. Well, so I kept them. I bought them recently. Price on those, $5.99. No, $5.99 at Kiddie Town. Yeah. Bit of advertising there for them. Don't know who they are. And then we have Butch. again with a price on that one. Cars in the reduced section, obviously. Yeah, and that is Series 10. Now obviously I know there's more for that collection. There is the Shawn Michaels in black, the Razor Ramon in purple, and they also re-released the Shawn Michaels from the previous series, and Razor Ramon with a bronze chain. Now we move on to the green card last series. So this had the Smoking Guns in it, which was Billy and Bart, again sold separately. There's Billy Gunn, and then Bart Gunn. Next up we have Ludwig Borger. Then the 1, 2, 3 Kid. And Adam Bomb. Obviously there was 2 more in this series, which was the Yokozuna with the white sumo tights on, and the Evil Crush that I intend to get one day when I'm allowed to buy them and spend some extra money. I'll keep shopping, keep looking. So that's our collection of Hasbro figures from 1990 to 1994. Now I did actually start reproducing the figures again, well, newer versions of figures, newer wrestlers, sorry, but with the same actions and the same, same boxes, same style, same everything. So we've got a couple. We got Goldberg. Shawn Michaels is going to hold it for me. Goldberg there. Give a flip round, you can see the back. So there's Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. They say they've made quite a lot of the newer wrestlers, and say remaking some of the older ones, it looks like. Okay, next one up, we got there. Who's it? Sting. Again, but the same. The Rock, Mankind. They're gradually working their way through, and their prices are gradually going up. I noticed on a lot of the characters. And then got, this last but not least,
Kane.
Kane. The back of that one, is that the same as the ones that? Yeah. So that's it for this week. Subscribe, comment, like, whatever you want to do, anything you want to do. Obviously, if you're a regular watcher, then obviously you notice we've done the Combo King. We was talking to you for our gaming, the stuff that we're doing. Yeah, stop posing. Right. Oh, not again. See you next week.